Yeah, I'm watching this replay. Flash piece back, another video. Peace to everybody. I'm watching this video. This is the replay of the game. You know, Indiana Fever and Minnesota Lynx decided to go ahead and do it. Listen, I mean, Fever not really ready for a team like the Lynx. We know that. You know, Caitlin just scored a nice little point, kind of like the little floater she's trying to implement to her game. But I'm gonna be honest, be honest with you because I know a lot of y'all interested in like the breakdown of Clark's game. Listen, when it comes to me, it's two ways. I'll put it like this: when I judge Caitlin Clark, as a rookie, as a rookie, she's great. If I judge her as a rookie, meaning with a certain rookie curve, you know that you expect mistakes, you have to learn, still figuring it out, how you coming along. If I do that, she's a great player. As a great rookie. However, as a top five MVP candidate, she's garbage. She's garbage. So it all depends on how you look at it. You know what I mean? Because first of all, like I said, on the defensive end, I'm seeing a player that's letting players smaller than them just score on them. You know, there's one instance, man. You know, I think it's a little player on Minnesota. Forgive me for forgetting the names. I'm bad with names. Just takes her, drives up on her, Hart just backs up. Just lets her get the 2 pointer. Like, let's not even get into when they're trying to zone up and teams are running switches and pick and rolls and stuff like that, and the defense has to switch. We ain't even gonna get into all of that. That's just completely deplorable. But with regard to on the ball defense, it's just too sometimey. You know, she just doesn't take it that serious, isn't willing to do what it takes to do that or whatever. Now, as a transition player, like I said, you might be the best transition rookie I've ever seen. You know, you get her the ball, you got 5 players just running. She'll find the open person. She does it quickly. She puts the ball in good spots most of the time. You know what I mean? And you see that happening today. All right, now as what she was built to be, this elite scorer. No, y'all. That's all cap. Okay. Elite scorers, man. First of all, have multiple spots on the floor, and they know how to get to their spots and they know how to get their shot off. She's not there, right? I don't care if you're talking about a little guy like a Jalen Brunson or a little guy like a Trey Young. They know their shots when they get into the rim and when they get to certain points of the paint. They know when to put it up. They know when to go off glass when they're doing it. They know what to do when they're going baseline and then you get to the paint. They know what to do when you're coming from the top of the key. Like, as a scorer, she's not that person. She's more advanced as a passer in that regard. As here, she makes a nice pass to Leah Boston. Once our progress is stopped and she has to hold the ball and the players are running, she's very good at that. That I give her that A+. You know, but back to the elite scorer thing, dude. I'm seeing too many instances where the defense can manipulate her movement. Like she's being stuck by Cloud, right? And Cloud basically guards her whole entire right side. Okay, she's standing like at the elbow, a part of from the 3 point elbow, right? So Cloud just lets her go, gives up her whole left. She drives left, right? Now the defense didn't even collapse that crazy from the paint. If she has any type of layup with the left, finger roll, floater, anything, or anything where she can switch to the right and put up a thing, it would be way more advantageous for her to do that. She kicks it out to the 3 point shooter, and that's a shot that's missed, low percentage shot. Now one could argue, did she ever score? I haven't seen a sufficient package from that way, right? See, but this is what y'all don't understand. Like you'll say, I say Reese had a good game yesterday, Caitlin, and then I'll go off on Caitlin or something like that. And you think it's biasness, but it's not really biasness. It's just that Caitlin Clark, you guys have forced me to judge her on a different scale now. She doesn't get the rookie curve anymore. you're trying to convince me that this player is in MVP conversations. MVPs are different animals to me. They're not just someone who put up a bunch of stats. No, and the MVP of your league should truly be a great player, and I mean great in a way that others are not. Like just the greatest player to me, if it's going to have any real validity or any real meaning behind it, and we're not just handing it out to anyone who's just the story of the day, who's just the person that most media outlets are writing about. If it's going to really be about a real league that's a basketball league, then basketball has to be first. And the MVP should be the person that's truly the best player in the league. And then when you start to get down to the those who have may have votes or those who may have like an argument, nitpicking happens. Now I gotta nitpick your game. And this is the thing y'all aren't ready for. You understand, anyone who's been watching basketball for a while and knows how this goes. When you talk about GOAT discussions, when you talk about MVP discussions, when you talk about best player in the league discussions, it gets into that nitpicking. It gets into that nitpicking. I'm that guy that is going to argue for Jordan and you bring up LeBron. I'm going to bring up the free throw percentage. Yeah, it gets into that stuff. It gets into those things. All right. Caitlin Clark is not there yet, y'all, as this elite scorer who will average 25. I don't even know if she'll break 20 consistently because, and even if she does, I don't know how impactful and real those. See, this is the thing. When you understand when it gets into the playoffs and it gets into those tight situations, gets into those game sevens and possible finals and stuff like that, the person that is like a great 3-point shooter, in a system, oftentimes isn't going to help you. When you talk about those great killers, when you talk about those great closers, like whether you go way back to like a Jerry West, or Sam Jones or one of those guys that played for winning teams like the Celtics back in the day, these were always mid-range demons. Like Jerry West was considered Mr. Clutch because that's what he was back then. He was like that last minute dude. It transferred to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, and we can go before Jordan, we can go Larry Bird. Larry Bird is one of the most skilled dudes I ever saw. I hated Larry Bird with all my guts because I'm a Sixers fan. And this dude, like, people were telling me he's better than Julius Irving. And I would argue people down forever about that. And to this day, it's still a bit of an argument, but I get Bird. Bird was ridiculous. Bird noted, a lot of people remember for the 3-point shooting. He's the first person to ever win a 3-point contest. I think he did it maybe first 2 years of his existence and so on. Arrogant, he walk up to people, man. He walks up in the dressing room before the 3-point contest, the first ever, and he says, who's gonna come in second? Larry's that ball. Larry's that ball that tells you, I'm about to go left. I'm about to dribble right. I'm about to step back. I'm going to hit that three from right there. And you're going to fall for the pump fake on my first move. And I'm going to shoot it in your face. Larry Bird, the dude that would tell you that, then go out and do it. You know what I mean? That dude was serious. But my point is, you notice him, he's a 3-level scorer. Larry Bird, getting you 10 rebounds is a career. He's scoring in the post. Whether you're going right, whether you're going left. He has some nasty dudes on the team. Kevin McHale. Nasty in the post. But what I want a lot of you new fans to start paying attention to is the true skill sets of these players. Whether or not they can score from anywhere. And then stop it. I would love to be able to judge Caitlin Clark as like as a rookie who's progressing and just keep it there. And pretty much I do. But because there's an overhype element to her right now, she's being hyped up as the next thing and all of this type of stuff, that I got to fight against because I'm just not into that. I don't believe in it. It takes away from the purity and of the game to me. You know what I mean? And this isn't that she's having a bad game against Minnesota. She's having an alright game. They actually up right now. But when I say like she's not going to do anything in the game that I don't expect, what I'm talking about is what she's doing right now is the stats. It's the stats. They end up losing this game. I see, got Caitlin. Look at that. Stupid turnover. Dribble up. I guess she expected Kelsey Mitchell to run and stuff like that. I mean, maybe that could be on Kelsey. I don't know. But what would be different is if she goes and is able to win the game in the clutch, which pretty soon I'll be seeing what actually happened down the stretch in that fourth quarter for them to lose because right now they got the lead. But Fever, no lead is really safe with the Fever typically because they don't play defense, so they consistently, so they're never going to keep a team down, you know. And the Sheriff Reeves is just probably the best coach in the W, you know. Caitlin got McBride on her right now. Yeah, she can't get her own shot, which is okay, but she can't. You gotta acknowledge it. Yeah, she's dribbling back and forth, turn around, doing this, that, and third. Can't get past the defender, passes the ball off, which is okay. I mean, you know. But let's not put in a category of people that can get past the defender. Different. Right now, she's an IQ player and a shooter. And an IQ that's developing. It's not developed, trust me. Like, she doesn't understand risk reward yet. You know, once she gets that down, she'll start to understand. All right, possibly making this great pass worth the risk of it being a turnover in said situation? Like, you can't go do stuff like that like in the finals. Okay, you'll be hated and despised. But at this point, yeah, they're playing well. Caitlin, man, like I said, there's too many occasions where she using that off arm. Look at it, your off arm right there, and they called it on the defender. Oh, the WNBA don't go that route, man. Like, you gotta force Caitlin to be able to raise her game to not be able to score with that off arm. I'm totally opposed to it, man. She pushing off and then scoring a bucket, and people are like acting like, oh my god, Caitlin cooked somebody. All right, that was a nice little fadeaway that she attempted right there. She missed it, but I'm glad to see Caitlin's going to try to add that to her game. If she can add a fadeaway, you know, that would be good. And Cloud, see, and then they got to put Kelsey on Cloud because they know, Caitlin just can't do that. And that's crazy. Like, her whole career, if they got to hide her like that, it's going to be crazy. Yeah, it's a nice pass to Melissa right there. Melissa, man, should have converted that. That was a good pass there. Caitlin real is damn good in transition. But I'm gonna go ahead, man. I'll probably talk about the ending later. We're gonna be putting out stuff all day, so peace out.